The city lights, usually a comforting tapestry of ambition and endless possibility, blurred into an indifferent smear beyond the panoramic window of Elijah Vance's architectural office. 46 years old, with the faint silver threads at his temples now more prominent than ever, Elijah sat hunched over his pristine drafting table, a half-finished blueprint for a new civic center spread before him. His strong, calloused hands, usually so precise, trembled slightly as he tried to steady a technical pen. The hum of the server racks in the adjacent room, a constant, reassuring thrum, now felt like a low, mocking growl. Claire's words, delivered with a chilling composure just hours ago, echoed in the sterile quiet.
It's over, Elijah. I want a divorce. You've been emotionally distant, preoccupied. There are other considerations.
The other considerations hung in the air, a veiled accusation, a phantom limb of infidelity he couldn't grasp. His hazel eyes, usually thoughtful, were clouded with a profound confusion, a deep, aching betrayal. He'd replayed their conversation a dozen times, searching for a flicker of the woman he'd loved for 2 decades, the mother of their daughter, Lily, and the doting aunt to young Noah. He found only a stranger, elegant and unyielding, her sharp blue eyes devoid of the warmth he remembered. He ran a hand through his disheveled auburn hair, a habit when stressed, but it offered no solace. The scent of fresh blueprints, usually invigorating, now smelled faintly of dust and forgotten dreams. 2 days later, the Vance family home, a sprawling testament to their shared success and a life meticulously curated, felt like a mausoleum. Claire, impeccably dressed in a tailored charcoal suit, moved through the house with an almost eerie calm, directing movers with clipped, precise instructions. Boxes labeled with her elegant script were stacked in the foyer, each one a tangible piece of their dissolving life. Young Noah, 8 years old, clutched a worn teddy bear, his bright green eyes wide with a child's uncomprehending fear as he watched his mother's efficient dismantling of their home. He looked up at Elijah, a silent question in his gaze, but Elijah could only offer a weak, strained smile, his own world crumbling.
Everything is being handled by my attorney, Elijah.
Claire stated, her voice devoid of emotion as she oversaw the loading of a particularly ornate antique mirror. She avoided his gaze, her posture impeccable, a fortress of composure.
You'll receive the papers by the end of the week.
Claire, please just tell me why. What other considerations?
She paused, a delicate silver ring on her left hand glinting under the chandelier, and for a fleeting moment, a subtle tremor ran through her hand. But her face remained a mask.
It's simply not working, Elijah. We've grown apart.
Her practiced, serene smile, which rarely reached her eyes, flickered into place.
Noah, darling, it's time to go.
From the top of the grand oak staircase, Lily, 16, watched. Her dark, wavy hair was pulled into a messy bun, and her shoulders were hunched, reflecting the heavy weight settling on her. The silver crescent moon earring, a gift from her father, glinted as she unconsciously touched it. She saw the tremor in her mother's hand, a tiny crack in the perfect facade, and a seed of confusion, then suspicion, began to sprout in her intelligent, observant mind. Her mother's words felt hollow, a carefully constructed performance. The ache of abandonment was a physical pain in her chest as she watched Noah, her beloved cousin, take Claire's hand and disappear through the front door. The heavy oak door closed with a soft thud, a final, definitive punctuation mark on their family's unraveling. The silence that followed was deafening, a vast, echoing void where laughter and the comforting sounds of family life once resided. The scent of Claire's expensive perfume, usually a familiar comfort, now lingered like a ghost, a cruel reminder of her absence. That evening, Elijah and Lily sat at the expansive dining table, the polished mahogany reflecting their somber faces. 2 plates, 2 sets of cutlery in a room designed for 6 or 8 or more. The clinking of their forks against the ceramic plates was unnaturally loud in the quiet. Lily pushed a piece of roasted chicken around her plate, her appetite gone. Elijah, usually a man who found solace in routine, stared blankly at his meal.
Dad.
Elijah looked up, his hazel eyes meeting hers, a shared grief passing between them. He reached across the table, taking her hand, his grip surprisingly firm.
I don't understand, Lily. I truly don't.
Lily squeezed his hand, her own world shattered, but a fierce determination was beginning to harden within her. Her mother's composure, her vague accusations, the tremor in her hand, none of it added up. The house, once a symbol of their perfect life, now felt like a stage where a crucial scene had just ended, leaving behind only questions and an unsettling quiet. The truth Lily instinctively knew was far more intricate than a simple story of growing apart, and she was going to find it.